Y'all better hope Gary don't have insurance policies on all of y'all, cause y'all that damn dumb.
And for the record, I ain't even plead the fifth.
So we're back there in the conference room, and the opposing counsel for the airline and Andy are going back and forth on the logistics of what this situation looks like for Danny. Danny wants her job back. So they're going back and forth. Tony looking there, looking dumb. The opposing counsel and Andy are doing their damn thing like they're supposed to, okay? We love to see it. And the HR lady got a stank ass attitude look on her face. Girl, why are you upset? Oh, okay, like something right with her. Anyway, and it was like, listen, we'll just boil it down to the fact that I will try my client through civil court, and I will put a jury of her peers there, and I will explain how a cisgender heterosexual white male was able to sexually harass her, throw out macro and microaggressions without getting into any trouble. And the only person who faced any, repercussions of what happened was my client, and how she's been suspended without pay for a month. So what we trying to do with that? So the opposing counsel and the HR lady like, okay, let's talk or whatever, and they come up with, we'll give Danny her job back, and we'll give her back pay. And Andy says, and $150,000 for pain and suffering. And they're like, nah, hell no, I ain't gonna do that. And Danny's like, girl, I just wanted my job back. She said, do you trust me? Do you trust me, girl? I was like, yeah, we trust you, Andy. And he's like, then let me do what I do. So Andy get to work. She was like, listen, $150,000, or we're gonna take this to civil court. So they start battling it out over the number. 50,000, 100, 60, 75, and that's my final answer. Or we taking this to court. They settle at that. She got her job back. She got back pay and $75,000 for pain and suffering. Tony stayed back wanting to talk to Danny, and the HR lady is like, "Come on," and he's not coming on. It's like, this is gonna be a big old problem down there to the airline the next time we meet up with them. Okay, it is. It is. I feel it. So when Danny and oh boy start talking, he was like, "How did we get here?" And she was like, "Because you refused to listen to me. I told you what I wanted. I told you what I needed. I've been telling you this from the very beginning. All I've ever wanted from you and anybody else in my life is to love me for who I am. And y'all can't do it." So he was like, "So where do we go from here?" And she's like, "Space, full space. I don't know where else we go from here, but I know this ain't about to harsh or kill my vibe." I also enjoyed Andy and the opposing counsel having a sister girl moment after they got done doing the logistics, because oh girl was like, "Now I hope y'all validate." And she was like, "Girl, we validate." She was like, "Well, come on then." And I was like, I love it. I love it so much. I love the girls being love seeing the girls be all professional and stuff, okay, having their good little girl I see you moments. We see each other. I love it. Now they down there to the salon trying to make this quota, trying to do what Miss Marie wanted them to do, and they're just trying to figure out how to move this product. So Pam tells Karen about Maurice and him using the Roots to Riches as lube, and she was like, "I don't know about that. But listen, we got to make this money. We got to make these products move. So we're gonna do the old way of doing things: word of mouth, 2-for-1 specials, free samples, door to door, Tupperware parties. We're going to do it all because we got to make this money, honey." And I was like, I love it. The old way of doing things isn't out. Y'all just refuse to do them because nobody really wants to get out there and do the grind. But the old way of doing things isn't out. Listen, I feel like some of these street teams, for art, like artists need street teams. Go out there and put y'all posters up and flyers up and everything around the city and watch how many people actually come out to see y'all. Just saying. So they're going to do all that, and then they're going to use Miss Marie's money as a tool to get ads on different social media platforms and get the word out that way. Okay, we're going to target our demographic, which is black women, and sell to them because it's edge control. Okay, gotta make sure the edges are laid. Zach pop up at the office with, breakfast for Fatima, and she like, "What you doing here?" He's like, "I'm here to have breakfast with my future wife and my future child." And she was like, "No, we can't do this. This is Andy's first day. I don't want her to have any issues. I don't want her to think that just because we're friends, I'm going to use her being the boss to like my advantage. So you gotta go." And he was like, "I'm just trying to feed you." And she's like, "You gotta go." He was like, "Okay, so what you working on?" She's like, "I can't tell you that." He was like, "You tell me everything else." And she's like, "True." So She explains to him what Miss Marie is trying to do with Karen and Pam, and he was like, you know what, maybe I should invest. It sounds like a good thing. And she was like, nah, that don't sound like a good thing. Zach Beefloaf, like Zach. That's not a good thing because Pam is Fatima's client. You got Karen, who her and Fatima are okay. They'll never be cool. They'll never be homegirls like that. And then you and Aaron don't get along. Be so for real right now. But yeah, she had to shut that down. Like, Zach, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's messy. So Maurice is pissed at Sabrina because it's just like, why would you take off the work the day you're supposed to come back? Why would you do that? I'm trying to figure out what happened in Turks and Caicos. I'm trying to figure out if the money went down on you or did you go down on him? Like, why would you do that? And she's like, you forget I'm in a relationship, kind of, sort of. I love Rich and da 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 da. He was like, for basically what I've been telling her since the very beginning. Forget about him. He's not it. He ain't it for you. Let it go. Let God be great. Be true quickly in advance. Get the hell away from Rich. We tired of him. Okay? We sick of Juice Bar Man. Even though she explains, oh, I went down to the juice bar and he paid me no mind. Maurice is still saying what I said. Forget about him. Okay? So somebody knocks on the door. She was like, Maurice, please be quiet. That's probably him right now trying to make up with me. And at the door is Calvin.
Surprise, bitch. Bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
What? Calvin. And then her and Calvin have this back and forth at the door because he wants to come in and she doesn't feel like it's appropriate for him to come in. She eventually lets him in. And when when Maurice hears it's Calvin, he's like, Calvin, my Calvin? Put him on the phone. Let me talk to him because he owed me rent money. It's like Dachi skipped out over Maurice's rent. He had a call from Jordan, and Jordan's like, I need you to protect Penelope. I need you to watch out for her. Just tell me you will. And this is all Gary and Andy's fault.
BFFR. What did that spell? B fucking for real.
And it's just like, no, this is all your fault. Nobody told you to go down there and try to choke that man out. You did that on your own. Nobody told your stupid ass to get caught doing it. If you was gonna choke him, you should have did it like Homer does Bart. But you didn't listen. So now you locked up and they not gonna let you out because they think that you tried to take him out, which we all know ain't true. But hey, they're conflating issues at this point. It's a 2-for-1 special. He's like, I just need you to promise to protect her because he's talking like he's about to take himself out. And it's just like, this is a mess. This is a mess. I'm sick of Jordan and his whiny ass right now. With what money? With what money? So Robin is packing up his office to go back to the UK so he can set up the UK branch. And Andy is like, so when do you leave? He was like, I'm leaving tonight. She's like, you sure you gotta leave tonight? And she getting all close to him. And he was like, you still didn't answer my question. Will you miss me? And before they could really answer or kiss or do anything like that, here comes Penelope, your stupid ass, talking about, I need to talk to you. I need your help. Oh. You and Robin will never be a thing because you're weak. Weak sauce. Just weak. And she says, alone. Looking at Andy one good time. And I bet you she get up off of you. Eat her up. So she's begging Robin, I need your help. My brother needs your help. I already lost my baby to him. I can't lose my brother to him. You have to help him. You have to help him. And he has to explain to her that I can't help because I've already defended you and Andy in this situation. It's going to make me look like an ambulance chaser. But the bitch don't care about that. She doesn't care that she might ruin his career because she's a needy gnat. She's needy and she's a gnat and she's irritating my soul. And she's like, what do I have to do? Do I have to beg you? And she's all up on him, rubbing up all on him. She almost offered her coochie to that man for some help. And he's like, okay, I'll help you. So she hugs on him so tight and Andy sees. And now Tony pops up at Danny's place, even though she told him she needed time. So she ended up breaking her lamp trying to throw that big ass bear that he got her like away from her. She answered the door. She's like, what are you doing here? I told you I needed time. And he's like, well, I thought if I gave you more time, then this wouldn't work out. And it's been a month. So I just really need to talk to you. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, I told you I needed time. He's like, I'm sorry I tried to change you into someone that I wanted you to be. And I promise to never change you ever again, forever and ever. And gets down on one knee. Ring box, ring, everything, and is proposing to her, and she laughing at him, talking about, what the hell do you think you doing? This is so toxic. This is so toxic. Oh my God, get up! Embarrassing. You got laughed at. Now, Karen and called Mama Lisa and Aaron down to the salon, basically trying to get the troops all ready to go because it's time to go make some shake and sell this product, move this product, okay? Because we got to make this money. Meantime, in between time, like I told y'all, Fatima shut Zach down about the whole investing thing, and he asked, what's going on with Jordan and Gary and that whole situation, because I saw Penelope, you know, on the way in here as I was coming in here. So what's happening there? And Fatima tries to take off because she realizes that, oh, she done probably had a run in with Andi. This isn't good. And Zach is like, you taught Andi your ways. You don't need to be going out there messing with nothing. She could defend herself. So meantime, in between time, Andi catches up with Penelope and she's like, listen, first and foremost, you're going to respect me in my place of business. Penelope is like, your place of business? And she's like, yeah, people have jobs. Something you don't know about, you weak asshole. Penelope gets on my nerves. This has nothing to do with the actress. This is everything to do with the character of Penelope. Always wanting to blame somebody for the mistakes that she made. You were big belly pregnant by the time Andi ever realized that you and Gary were a thing, and she was on a date with your brother when that happened. Girl, if you don't get on your place of business, yes, people have jobs. Unlike you, unlike your brother, people go to work every day. And she was like, Robin didn't tell you? Because she think Penelope and Robin are a thing. I'm now managing partner. And she's like, ooh, you're managing partner. Once again, people have jobs. Something your ass would know about. Okay? Find you a job. She asked about, how's Jordan? You don't get to ask about my brother. My brother is just like every man who is ever. I don't know how many times this has to be reiterated. Your baby would still be alive had you not took your stupid ass down to that office confronting him about things that she told you to leave alone. I'm sick of it. It's time for Andi to finally boss up on this bitch and let her know what it is. You just one good time, Andi. One good time. Read her down on one good time of you and she will leave you alone. I'm telling y'all, she get away with everything. She know to corner her when she ain't around people, because the people will eat her up. So Hayden brings Gary back to his office, and he's like, "Oh, you sure you want to be here?" He's like, "This is where I need to be. This is where I feel like I'm me, and this is where I feel like I'm just going to be the best that I can be. And let's be clear on something. I know for a fact that I did not give Hudson my power of attorney, and I'm going to make sure that I do everything in my power to figure out how he got it and doing all that stuff." And it's just like, yeah, no. So Hudson comes in and he was like, I heard my name, my ears is burning. What's going on? And Hudson is like, I didn't do anything wrong. Because he's basically like, Gary is like, you were stealing from me this entire time you had my power of attorney. He was like, I didn't do anything wrong. Everything I do for you. We never take it till we rendezvous. And I can't wait to give my love to you. Is basically what this feels like. And Hayden's like, do I need to give y'all a moment? Y'all need a moment? Y'all need a marriage counsel? What? And Gary's like, no, because hey, Hudson, you're fired. Ooh, baby, the look on Hudson's face when he said was like, wow, you must be really hurt. You really thought y'all was friends. Y'all not friends. This man don't have no friends. He don't give a fuck about nobody, not even himself. Even though Danny can point out the fact that good sex is nothing to build a relationship off of, because that is something that Tony offers. And after she told him to get up off his knees because he got bad knees, and he was like, see, that should tell you how serious I am about you. I'm willing to risk knee surgery and all these things. And it's just like, but you have yet to listen to her. You can say, I'm going to spend the rest of my life making sure that you never feel insecure again like I made you feel insecure, but that's not going to fix the situation at hand. You don't listen. You say you'll listen, you'll say you'll change, but you won't do that, and you'll continue doing what you're doing. But hey, he says, I want to make sure you never feel insecure again like I made you feel. So will you marry me? And he pulls out the ring and she's looking at it and she's debating on if she'll take it or if they'll get married. And it's just like, Danny, girl, this back and forth is not good. You're making strides in therapy because you realize good sex isn't something to build a relationship off of. You are still in therapy. You're still working on yourself. I would not go back to him. But that's just my opinion, especially when he should have been at work and not coming to see you right after the whole settlement thing happened. But hey, you need a structured settlement and you need cash now. Call JG Wentworth. So Karen gets everybody together down to the salon and she starts delegating jobs. Miss Lisa will make sure the salon is working and running smoothly. All the salon employees will do Roots to Riches parties, selling Roots to Riches, and they will get paid a commission off their sales. Aaron is supposed to make sure logistics are fine, everybody gets their stuff on time. Trey, when he gets off work, he's gonna help make sure, help wherever he can. And then Pam is going to be on social media day in and day out, day and night. Y'all know that I'll be sure. Day and night, I'll tell you I love you. Yes, that's what she's gonna do. And then Karen was like, listen, call Maurice, ask him if he wants to be an ambassador, and tell him we'll pay him a commission. I don't really give a damn what the people do with, the edge control once it leaves the store, as long as they're buying it. So we got it there. We got all things settled. We're good, right? We about to make this money, and I appreciate that. Now we get back to Calvin and Sabrina, and Calvin is like, I'm here to tie up some loose ends and actually speak to you. He's finally giving Sabrina the conversation he should have had with her before, he abruptly left and took off to LA with that, Caucasian. Right? So he was like, Maurice oversimplified things. Trixie, my ex girlfriend, was sexually uninhibited, and that actually worked out for me, unlike you. However, the difference between you and her was she saw me as an object. She saw me as a fetish. She didn't really care about my feelings. And honestly, I could say she was the opposite of you in that aspect. You actually cared about me. You actually cared about my feelings. You treated me like a human. So I want to thank you for showing me what it means for another human being to care for another human being, and to thank you for also loving me as well. And I just appreciate you for that. So they're actually having a really good conversation. He apologizes for ghosting her. And it's like, finally, Sabrina gets the conversation she should have had before he took off, and maybe this will help her move forward in her relationship, so she won't have to look back with the ghost of Calvin looming over her shoulder. Calvin asks about Rich, and it's just like, no, why the hell would you do that? So Robin and Andi get to talking, and he was like, listen, I heard what happened with Penelope. You don't deserve that abuse from her or anyone else, and I just want you to know I just want you to be okay. And she was like, I'm going to be okay. I asked her about, Jordan. I tried to go down to the jail to see him. He wouldn't see me. I tried to send some of my friends who are criminal attorneys over there to help him. He wouldn't see them. And Robin was like, he might not want to see me. And she was like, for his sake, I hope he does. So they get to talking, and he's basically telling her, I have two options, two opportunities. I could go to the UK and I could start the UK branch there and see what that's going to be like in the land of tea and crumpets. Or because I'm on the governor's short list, I could possibly become a judge, which is something I've always wanted to do. And I could stay here and I could fight for you and your love and fight for the judgeship, because obviously they've come to the realization that them trying to work together at the law firm, they will burn each other down and everyone around them fighting for power. So he says, in the grand scheme of things, in a roundabout way, not to make this too long, tell me to stay and I'll stay. He tells her that. Tell me to stay and I will stay. Just in the most simple terms. If you tell me to stay, I will stay. And she can't tell him right now. He says, you love me. I know I love you. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to take the latest flight to the UK, the last flight to the UK. If you tell me before I leave that you want me and that you love me, you want me to stay, then I will stay here and I will fight. But if you don't, then I'll know I have to go start my new journey in life over there in London. And they kiss and they share this cute little moment, and it's so sensual, and it's just like they have such great chemistry with each other. Now, I thought I was bad with the continuity errors, with the jump cuts. I know there are jump cuts, but I had to cut some things out when I'm editing. I said it, I meant it, and I'm going to represent it. But baby, there's a continuity error, because Fatima gets an alert on her phone, and she was like, oh, Jordan's being held without bail. But I was like, he's already in jail. He's been there a month. I thought y'all knew he was being held without bail. Robin comes through, and Fatima's like, okay, Zach, you really got to go. And he gives her, the drinks and the food and everything. And he tells Robin, I'd be good. Because, Robin was like, everything good? He was like, I'd be damn good if you leave my fiance alone. Okay, my wife. You leave her alone, it'll be good. He was like, fine, fine. And Fatima goes to apologize to Robin. He was like, no, he's just protecting you. You gotta appreciate that, just like I appreciate you for protecting Andi and always being in her corner. I sleep better at night knowing that Andi has you. And I just want you to know that I'm going to the UK tonight, and I probably won't be back anytime soon. But I want to apologize for the way I've been acting, because I didn't want to leave that, bad blood between us. And she's like, we're good, and they make up, they cool now. And she says she'll see him around. So now he might be back on Fatima's good side. And Zach still ain't got nothing to do, but he still gonna check somebody about Fatima. He don't play about that one. Not that one. You won't play with that one. Know that. Gary tells Hudson to get the fuck up out of his office and that he's fired. And Hudson is like, "You're going to regret that." And I was like, honestly, I think you might regret that. He seems crazy. And after, he leaves, Hayden was like, "Oh, seem like your old self." And he was like, "May not be my old self, but I'm gonna get back to the old way of doing things, like getting revenge on everyone who's ever done me wrong." And it's just like, be so fucking for real right now. He gets on my damn nerves. And he says, "I got rid of that traitor, and now I gotta get rid of everybody else. And then I'm gonna get everything that was taken from me, including Andi." And it's just like, he does not realize. She does not want him. She don't want you. She does not want you. Get that through your mind, you are psycho. You are so crazy. And he was like, "Hayden, you're the bestest friend I've ever had in the whole world." And Hayden, like, this is when Hayden drops the facade. He's like, "We're not friends. We ain't been friends in a while because you screwed my woman. You hunched my girl. You did that. You did that. You screwed my girl. And the only reason why I've been helping you or I've been around here was to make sure you couldn't try to pin your stabbing on me." Because he asked Hayden, "Did you stab me?" He was like, "No, I didn't do it. I could have, but I didn't do it. See, I found out and I went to the wedding to get at you and to, beat your ass. And I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and I was in there. But you know what? I decided against it because you're not worth doing a bid in jail over. So I dropped the knife. Whoever picked it up is who tried to take you out. And then also don't forget somebody tried to take him out in the hospital. So we're looking at that." And Hayden was like, "At this point, let's call us even. I helped you and you don't have anything to hold over me anymore." And Gary was like, "We really are best friends." And he was like, "Child, no, we not." And Hayden ends it with, "Let's be clear on something. If you mess with me or my girl ever again, your black ass will be belly up in Lake Lanier." I said, "Not Lake Lanier." Oh my God. He not joking. I feel like that ass whooping from the Men in Black really knocked some screws into place for Hayden. Because he not playing with Gary at this point in time. But with that being said, this was a messy episode. It's going to get even messier in the finale. And the finale might come later in the week after this is edited and uploaded. So be looking out for that. Don't forget to check out the rest of my videos that have been premiering, all the previous videos, the General Hospital recaps, the Beyond the Gates live watch-alongs and reviews, the wrestling stuff, content. Check it out, look it up, love it, enjoy it. Tell your people about me. Hit those links in the description box down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn your post notifications on to share me with your people. And the moral of the story today is don't be a Hudson, don't be a Gary, don't be a Hayden, and don't be a Jordan, and definitely don't be a Penelope. Don't be a weak, whiny heifer who blames everybody else for all of her problems, when in reality, you were with Gary long before we ever knew about you, and big belly pregnant when you were told to stay the hell away from him when it came down to all his extracurricular criminal activities that got you and your brother's lives to looking the way it do. I hope she know he got an insurance policy on her stupid ass. But with that being said, I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye!